There's YouTube. Hello, YouTube and Substack. All right, getting Instagram going. Dog is like wanting to go play on the balcony 20 times an hour, so that'll happen a lot tonight. All right, there's Substack. Pull up my Substack. Oops. There it is. There we go. Number of Substackers. Hey, guys. Hey, Sally. And others. All righty. Substack. I got you guys there. Ashley Beese. All right. Oops. Hang on. I'm trying to adjust my. There we go. My Discord so I can see how many of you guys are there. There I am. All right. There we go. All right. I've got this all set up. We're going to start TikTok and we're good. All right. TikTok. Go live. And we are very good. One sec here. All right, TikTok, switch the camera. Bam. There we go. We are ready, Freddie. Everything's ready. No bad sunlight today. A lot of background light coming in, but not bad light. You had me in stereo for a minute. God only knows why. I don't know. Anyway, welcome everybody. How are we doing this evening? Happy Thursday. To those who celebrate. Haha, being funny. There, we got a little more light there. Anyway, yeah, DC as well, 58 degrees today. We're waiting. The Sunday is we're gonna have like 90 for 3 days and then back to normal. So it's okay. Anyway, how are we all doing this evening? Adjust my little cameras again, but I think we're good. Camera's good. Last day of high school is tomorrow. Oh, nice. On your TV and your laptop. That's a little scary. So, I'm tired. I'm always tired. You know me. Actually, my back is bothering me again, so I'm at some muscle relaxants, and they make me so freaking tired. I hate them. The Flexerol. It's more effective, but I'm even taking a small dose, and it's still like the half-life is like 18 hours. It makes me just like bleh. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. What do? You know, Baltic's in danger? I don't think so. I mean, they're always in danger to some degree, but you know. Anyway, welcome, guys. John Ravosis here. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're going to talk about the latest news like we always do. Got a number of stories, Trump and China, a little bit of Iran stuff, a lot of economy stuff, more bad inflation news today. Good thing Trump's in China, flying halfway around the world to ignore inflation. That'll address inflation. Our president who can't do anything if it doesn't involve building a fatted calf of himself or flying to, some foreign thing to get his mind off of, you're going again? Of course. My dog has decided she wants to go out every 3 minutes and just like frolic. So that'll be happening a lot over the next hour. So what do you do? Yeah, so we've got a number of stories we're going to talk about. Let me adjust my camera. As always, guys, I do the show for a living, so your gifts are very much appreciated, so keep them coming. I appreciate that. Let me adjust this a little bit. Latvia Prime Minister resigns day after stray drone intrusion. Except I don't know quite enough of what that means. Like I don't know enough about the local politics to know that. Manana, I don't know whether that matters. I don't know. I don't know enough about that. Anyway. All right, guys, let's get rolling. So Saturday morning is Coffee Talk. Saturday morning is the hangout I do with you guys for TikTok and YouTube and Substack and Discord. All the monthly subscribers, that's the super fans on TikTok. Everybody else, you should know who you are, the monthly folks. Please join us Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Special show I do just for you guys as a thank you. We hang, nothing planned in particular, but it's just a nice hour-long hangout we do. So join us if you are a monthly supporter. If not, consider becoming one. Thank you. And let's just dive right in. So Trump is in China, as you know, for a 2-day summit with Xi, the Chinese leader. Trump seems to think that if he just keeps praising Xi nonstop, keep an eye on the sun, praising Xi nonstop, Xi will give us stuff. A lot of analysts think that Trump is basically exhibiting weakness, that by sucking up to the Chinese premier, while the Chinese premier is not sucking up to us, it makes us look desperate. It makes us look like a declining second-class, second-rate world power, rather than, the leading world power that we are, even though we've got a president that's an idiot. So not good what he's doing. Like I said, showing weakness. He He reportedly offered direct praise of Xi, calling him a great leader and saying he stands by the comment despite criticism, saying, I get criticized for saying you're such a great leader, but I'm standing by that comment anyway. Oh, yay. He kept claiming, Xi's my friend. He's my friend. And you're like, okay. The White House, meanwhile, is putting out communist propaganda videos. Literally, their videos looked like they were produced by the Communist Party of China. It's showing how all the videos are, look how many Chinese people the Chinese turned out. Look how many soldiers to salute Trump. Look how many school children to wave flags at Trump. It's like, okay. Except we are not a cult of personality. This is not communist China. You're a caretaker. Like, we elected you president. I didn't, but somebody did for 4 years, and then you leave. You're a caretaker. You're not the country. So stop with all the door flying open. Stop with all the, are you going to come back in, dog, or not? No. Okay, fine. You just keep roaming. So yeah. Anyway, he's doing his thing. Trump also said. He had something to say about Chinese restaurants in America. Trump said, Chinese restaurants in America today outnumber the 5 largest fast food chains in the United States, all combined. That's a pretty big statement. Okay. I don't quite get I don't know. I don't get it. Again, he's a megalomaniac. He's crazy. He's a failed president, and he's weak. And he has his hat in hand for the Chinese. Let's see. Also, got to say, we hired him to work on the economy. I didn't, but Trump was hired for 2 things: get down inflation and stop the foreign wars. What did he do immediately? He started 8, 10 foreign wars. I forget, or he certainly threatened 10 foreign wars. He started several of them, and he decided to spike inflation with his tariffs and then with the war in Iran. So he started nonstop foreign wars and now wants $1.5 trillion to start even more wars. Exactly. Trade wars, right? Tariff wars, raise prices. So he started a dozen or half a dozen wars, promised like a dozen, and spiked prices when he promised to lower prices and to stop the wars. And now what is he doing? He's abroad again, because all this guy can do is either he does foreign, and by the way, the videos from the White House are all me. It's all about Trump trying to make himself look good. Oh, okay. Come on, over here. Sasha. Hey. There you go. Come on in. There you go. Yes, let's try this for a few minutes. It's all about the ego. It's all about the ego. The videos of this trip are all about, look how many school children turned out for Donald Trump, right? That's all that it's about. That's what it's about. It's about building that golden cow that they put at Mar-a-Lago, right? It's about putting Trump's name on everything, and it's about him traveling. He brought his son with. He brought Eric, his son, with. Donald Trump's son doesn't work for the United States government. He doesn't. He has no role whatsoever. Trump brought his son with because his son runs the Trump company, so that his son can get business deals to help Donald Trump. When has a president brought his family members on a state visit abroad so that the president himself can make money? It's sick. It's absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. It's like, it's an entire family of Hunter Bidens times 10,000. 10,000. Biden never did it. Reagan never did it. Obama never did it. Clinton never did it. Bush never did it. Again, the corruption exhibited by Donald Trump. You won't find Republicans admitting this. I'll admit it. You don't see this kind of corruption among Democrats. You don't see this kind of corruption among Republicans. Republican presidents don't do the crap that Donald Trump is doing, the corruption. They don't. No, you've bet enough. No, get out of there. You get out of there. She was just outside. She came in for 30 seconds, and now she's like, I want to walk in the balcony again. Oh my God, fine. Go walk in the balcony. Go walk. You want to walk in the balcony? Go walk in the balcony. What am I going to do? The dog is old. She wants to do her thing. I'm like, all right, go eat sticks on the balcony. Anyway, grocery prices. Horrific story today about just how bad grocery prices are in America. Inflation through the freaking roof when it comes to groceries. Listen to this from ABC News. Grocery prices in the U.S. soared faster in April than any month in nearly 4 years, driving up the cost of everything from frankfurters. I love that they said frankfurters. Frankfurters. Do we actually call them frankfurters anymore? Anybody know? Like, frankfurters means hot dogs, but in America, they literally mean hot dogs. They don't mean the German German sausages. They don't mean that. Frankfurters mean hot dogs, but calling them frankfurters is so cute. I'm just curious though, are there any parts of the country where literally it's called a frankfurter? I'm not asking if you'd know what it means. Yeah, it's very cute though. They call it from frankfurters to tomatoes. It's very cute though. It's cute calling them frankfurters. I will give it credit for that. You know what I mean? It's a very cute usage calling it that. So from frankfurters to tomatoes to cupcakes, fresh vegetables. Listen to the data here. Okay, thank you, Jacob. Thanks for the gifts on TikTok, guys. Fresh vegetables cost 11.5% more than they did a year ago. Seafood prices are up 6.2% over that time. Fresh fruits and vegetables soared 2.3% in April as compared to March. Now, this is interesting, okay? Fresh fruits and vegetables jumped 2.3% last month. Now, you might think, oh, 2% is not much, right? 2%? 2% isn't too much. 2.3% in 1 month. Over a year, if that happens over a year, it's 27% increase in price. That's why when they saw 2.3% increase, they went, holy cow, because you've got to think if that continues, it's 27%. Okay. Tomato prices, listen to this. Tomato prices have soared 39% over the last year. Again, Trump's been in office this whole time. Analysts blame it in part on rising energy costs and Trump's tariffs. A large number of U.S. tomatoes come from Mexico, and Trump put a 17% tariff or tax on tomatoes from Mexico last year. So Trump increased the price of tomatoes by 17% to start, and then had the diesel fuel. Coffee has jumped 18.5% over the past year. Beef is up 14.8%. The jump in food prices, according to ABC, stems in part from a historic oil shock set off by the Iran war, which increased diesel costs. Diesel is the lifeblood of the food supply chain, fueling trucks and ships. Higher fuel costs for suppliers mean price hikes in grocery aisles as the increased costs are passed down the supply chain. I mean, that's really bad. The thing is, like, we hear the monthly inflation stuff and we don't quite get a sense of it. I mean, that things, thank you, Tarad. That things have gone up to that degree. I mean, we all kind of know individually, like I knew coffee had gone up a lot. Like I said, my chocolate's gone up a lot, right? A number of things I don't buy anymore. Like remember I told you over the last couple, is it Amy's or whatever? I used to buy her frozen stuff. I don't buy it anymore. It's too expensive. She raised her, my God, what a ripoff, that woman. She raised her prices so, at least at Harris Teeter, one of the chains I like to go to, they raised the prices so much, I don't even buy her anymore. I'm like, okay, screw you. Like, you want to double your prices or practically? It's like, okay. Oh, Scott Johnson's leaving us. So Scott, by the way, Scott's got a Mao picture in his profile. Is that literally a Mao picture? Some guy with a Mao picture goes, why is inflation happening? Good question. Let's talk about why inflation is happening. Inflation is happening because of Donald Trump, because Donald Trump shut down the Strait of Hormuz. That's why inflation's happening, where 20% of the world's oil and natural gas goes. Second reason why Donald Trump and how Donald Trump caused inflation was tariffs. Donald Trump put 50% tariffs on practically the entire world. That's a 50% tax on everything we buy from the rest of the world. That's why tomatoes have gone up, what did I say, 40% practically, 39%? Because Donald Trump raised the price on all of us by going to war and making energy prices peak. And by the way, along with the energy prices, guess what else happened? Fertilizer. Funny you should mention that, Trump troll. 70% of U.S. farmers say they're unable to afford all the necessary fertilizer they need for 2026. Come on in, dog. Why? Guess what fertilizer's made from? Fertilizer's made from urea. Urea comes from, apparently, I did not know, natural gas. Some oil, but a lot of natural gas. The prices have spiked because of what Donald Trump did in Iran. This man is a walking inflation machine. So I love it when Trumpers sit here and go, why don't you talk about why prices have gone up? Oh, please, let's talk about why prices have gone up. The fact is, and this is also a problem for the Trump people too, when you get people like this guy, this Trumper who just came on and said, right? Trump hasn't caused price increases. The overwhelming majority of Americans, something like 75%, blame Donald Trump for the price increases because they know he increased the price. When you try to deny it, you're making things worse. When you try to deny it, you get into the Biden territory where people felt like Biden didn't really believe inflation was a problem, and it came across that way and people didn't like it. Same problem from the Trump people. Actually, it's worse with the Trump people. Trump literally claimed, up until a couple of weeks ago, Trump was claiming, oh, we've cured inflation, it's over. And we were all like, you've cured inflation, it's over? It's not over. What are you talking about? As we just saw, inflation just jumped 3.8% last month, on an annual basis, which is very bad. But keep denying these economic problems. Keep flying around the world. Keep putting your name on arches. Keep building golden idols to yourself like Trump is doing. Put your picture on the money. Redesign the White House. Build a new wing of the White House you're going to name after yourself, right? All the crazy, he wants to name the airports after him now. He wants to put his face on Mount Rushmore, he said. Keep focusing on how you think the presidency is about extolling Donald Trump's ego and vanity and not helping the American people. Please keep focusing on that, Republicans, and let's see how well that works in the elections, right? Let's just see how well that works. Iran poll, 55% of this is the poll on Iran is very interesting. This is from the Economist. Yes, from the Economist YouGov. Listen to this. Poll about Iran. Do you support the war with Iran? 55% of Americans support the war. 55% of Americans oppose the war. 30% support it. That means 15% are unsure. The thing is, 30% support for a war is very bad. I mean, that's very bad. 55% opposition is high, although it's not quite as high as you might expect, right? Among particular political parties, Democrats, only 4% support the war. Republicans, now this is interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Hang on. Republicans, 69% support, 18% oppose. Now, 69% support is interesting because Republicans, generally speaking, when it's your own party, you're in the 90 percentile, 93%, whatever. Only 69% of Republicans support the war. That's quite interesting. 18% oppose, pretty high. What else we got? Independents. 19% support, 60% oppose. That's bad. That's very bad for Trump. The Washington Post reports the Trump administration planned to start work at the site of the president's proposed triumphal arch by piggybacking on an existing unrelated contract for engineering services at the White House grounds more than a mile away. Just to reiterate here, the arch is in Northern Virginia. The White House is in D.C. Like it said, it's a mile and a half away. It's literally half the city away. One is in one state, one is in the other. Trump's White House now is trying to move ahead with building the arch by saying, well, we know Congress hasn't approved it, but Congress did approve to do some repairs on the White House. Let's pretend that building an arch to honor Donald Trump a mile and a half away in another state is the same thing as renovating the White House, right? Total breaking the law every step. This would be federal procurement crimes, what he's doing. Breaking the law every step of the way. He doesn't care. They just don't care about following the law when it comes to anything. I mean, it's really, and again, Republicans no longer care about this stuff. It's very sad, but they don't care about the rule of law anymore at all. I mean, it boggles my mind. What else we got on that front? Hang on. The move would allow the administration to bypass a potentially lengthy, thank you, Luis. Very nice gift. Thank you for that. The move would allow the administration to bypass a potentially lengthy public bidding process. An expert said it was unusual because the arch site is on National Park Service land across the Potomac River and is not part of the White House. Right. He's doing this so that he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to do open bidding, public bidding. Because if they do public bidding, we'd actually get a reasonable price. If we did public bidding, it wouldn't go to a friend of Donald Trump. If we did public bidding, somebody wouldn't be getting a kickback. Really? I think the sun's I'm going to leave the sun for a second because it's coming out, but there's a big cloud there. I think it's going to go away. I'll let the sun come in for a second while I'm talking. It should go away, right? I mean, I wonder if someone's getting a kickback. I wonder if Donald Trump or his family or his friends are getting money from this. I wonder, because why is he so interested in not having public bidding? Because public bidding means it goes to the best person. It doesn't mean it goes to your friend or your corrupt whatever, right? What else we got? Oh, guess what? You know how we're all worried about inflation, and the new report shows that inflation is soaring last month and that vegetables and everything else are exploding now? Guess what Donald Trump is focusing on now? Right. Thanks, Tree Robitaille. Guess what Donald Trump is focusing on now? The big new project? It's not inflation. It's not ending the war. He's building a new golf course for the American people. There's a golf course. I actually, by chance, went here a couple months ago. There is a golf course near the Jefferson Memorial. It's kind of confusing, but it's sort of, I can never find it exactly on the map, but southern DC, southeast DC. And there's a golf course that's like a federal golf course in DC. Okay. It happens to be right next door to where they buried the East Wing of the White House. Remember, I told you a friend and I actually drove around Maryland and then DC to try to find the broken down pieces of the White House to see if we could get any. We couldn't get any, but we did find the dump, and we actually saw the mounds where they were buried, but we weren't going to dig there, obviously. But we saw the mounds where they were buried, and it's right next to a golf course, and it's like a federal golf course. Trump is spending a horrific amount of money to upgrade the golf course because, of course, he is, right? Guys, we're $39 trillion in debt. $39 trillion, okay? And Donald Trump is spending probably millions on upgrading a golf course. I want to read this to you, okay? And this was, Interior Secretary Burgum bragged about this on Twitter today, bragged about it. Tweeted it all proud. Listen to this. Excited to unveil the design of the East Potomac Golf Links renovation from Fazio Design. Like iconic public courses at Bethpage, blah, blah, blah. East Potomac will offer the National Capital Region championship quality golf at affordable, highly discounted rates. We're spending millions of dollars to offer people in the region here golf at affordable rates. Who golfs? I don't know anybody who golfs. Are there a lot of black people in Washington? I mean, the city's mostly black and Latino. A lot of black and Latino golfers? Like, really? I don't even know a lot of white people in this town who golf. I don't know anybody in this town who golfs. He's spending probably millions of dollars to give us a fabulous golf course. Yeah, there you go. Gunther said old white straight men in Congress. That's probably exactly who it is. You're right. That's exactly. It's Trump, of course. And it's the other people in Congress. I mean, this is insane, but this is absolutely insane. I mean, guys, again, I'm like, spending some money on the national parks, which he's doing in DC. He's gutting the national parks nationwide, but he did spend money. Like there's a national park in my neighborhood. He spent a lot of money on it. I think he wasted the money, meaning they decided to work overtime in evenings. They spent way too much money. Having said that, it's a very nice federal park, and it was broken down, and they made it new again. That's at least a good thing. And even then, it's questionable because, we have a budget. They're not extending the Obamacare subsidies, right? Our Obamacare premiums are doubling for a lot of us because Trump and the Republicans won't extend the premiums. But then they're spending money on a golf course. They're spending money on all of the Trump vanity projects, right? Everything to make Trump look good. And the wars. Oh, the wars are fine. Trump can have never-ending wars. That's okay, Man, oh man. Triple for you? Yeah. I haven't even looked at I don't even know what mine will be till next year. But my estimate was that my health insurance premiums are going to go up $4,000 this year overall. Probably, I'm going to pay probably $4,000 more because of this thing expiring. $4,000. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Yep. 5 alarm. That's what he does. What else we got? Kash Patel. So A little bit more on the Kash Patel story. Remember how I reported yesterday or it was reported yesterday, I was repeating it, that Kash Patel, who's the FBI director, was playing games with the most wanted list. And the FBI has a 10 most wanted list, and they have like the 10 most wanted fugitives, and they put their pictures up there, and they're the really bad guys and gals that we're trying to get, like Osama bin Laden was up there forever, right? It's the worst criminals in the world that we're trying to get. Well, Patel, they found out, some FBI insiders said he was trying to make himself look good. And he kept, basically, when they knew that they found somebody and they were going to have a police raid or an FBI raid to get a big criminal, Patel would put the criminal's name on the 10 most wanted list, and then they would catch the criminal and say, oh, we got another one off the most wanted list. But the only reason the person was on the most wanted list is because Patel was about to order his arrest. So Patel wanted to juice the figures and say, oh, we got 50 people off the most wanted list. Well, MS Now is reporting, listen to this, of the 6 fugitives caught since Patel took office, 4 were seized within a month of the FBI leadership elevating them to the top of the 10 most wanted list. 2 of those 4 were grabbed within 24 hours of being added to the list, according to the FBI. 2 of the 6 that he caught, okay, since he's been FBI director, 2 of the 6, they caught within 24 hours of putting them on the list. Now, do you really think they caught them because, by putting them on the list, it changed everything? Or they were about to arrest them, and Patel said, put their name on the list, and then it'll make it look good. These guys are, as German just said, these guys are Hermann. These guys are corrupt in every way. It's just astounding. Axios, oh my God. Oh no, New York Times. The Trump Justice Department is dropping Biden-era charges against Indian billionaire Gautam Adani. The reversal came after Adani hired a new legal team led by one of Trump's personal lawyers. The number of special counsels we need to appoint is unbelievable at this point. Okay? An Indian billionaire was indicted by the Trump people, right? Or by the Biden people. He hires one of Trump's personal lawyers, right? And suddenly his charges are dropped. Listen to this. The lawyer went to the Department of Justice and made a proposal. If prosecutors drop the charges, Adani would be willing to invest $10 billion in the American economy and create 15,000 jobs. And Trump said yes. Yeah. Axios, more corruption. This one drove me crazy. Axios is a very big political publication here in Washington, D.C. Paramount. So Paramount, right? You all know Paramount. Paramount is buying CNN. Very scary because it's the Trump people that own Paramount. David Ellison, who's the Ellison family, big MAGA family, Oracle family, and his father was with Oracle. And Ellison runs Paramount, and they bought CNN. They bought Warner Brothers, which owns CNN, right? Very scary because now they're buying CNN. They also own CBS News. They're basically buying all the media in the country and putting it under the MAGA frame, which is very scary. Paramount needs to get their merger approved by Donald Trump, by the Trump administration, and Donald Trump obviously is the one who's going to decide. Now, they're big friends of Trump, and they've sucked up to Trump anyway. Listen to this. Axios reports, Paramount is in talks with Katie Miller for a podcast deal. The whole article goes on and says, Paramount is looking to possibly hire or buy Katie Miller's podcast. Katie Miller, a popular conservative, and they're looking to add her to their edition and blah, 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 blah. It's a long article. And I read this article, and I go through the article once, I go through the article twice, I go through the article 3 times to make sure I'm not crazy. The article keeps talking about, first of all, I don't think the article mentions the merger. I'm pretty sure it doesn't mention the merger. The other thing it doesn't mention, it mentions it just like, Paramount is interested in getting some conservatives. That's all it says. Do you guys know who Katie Miller is? Some of you know who Katie Miller is, a failing podcaster. I've heard her podcaster is not popular from what I've heard, which makes it interesting. Some experts have said her podcast doesn't do very well. So that's the first interesting thing. Why would you buy a podcast or whatever that doesn't do well? Katie Miller is Stephen Miller's wife. She was a former top White House official under Trump. And she is the wife of Stephen Miller, I believe he's the deputy chief of staff at the White House, number 2 guy at the White House. Paramount is buying the wife of the number 2 guy at the White House. Axios didn't mention it in their story. Axios, and I guarantee you, this is this bullshit overcompensating thing. Oh, it would be sexist if we acknowledged that she's the wife of the number 2 guy at the White House, and that she wasn't getting hired potentially because of her talents, that maybe she's getting hired because they're trying to bribe the White House. Maybe, right? I mean, they don't want to say that because that would look bad. That would be diminishing her as a woman. So they didn't say it. Except maybe she's getting hired because she's so great podcaster, but maybe she's getting hired because it's meant as a bribe for the White House indirectly, right? I mean, we don't know. I mean, but it is an obvious ethical problem, this obvious ethical problem for the White House to not mention it in the story when it's an obvious possibility, when it's not a remote possibility, it's an obvious possibility, is journalistic, sacrilege or whatever. Actually, this reminds me of a UN story. I forgot about this UN story. I will tell this UN story because I'm kind of curious about your guys' reactions, because I had a similar problem at the UN. My boss was a horrible human being bully. Oh, Dawn, thank you. Look at UN. Oh, that's right. UN story. You're funny, Dawn. Thank you. That was, ridiculously generous of you as always. But perfect segue to a UN story. Dawn just bought the gift on TikTok that leads me to give a UN story. So I'm at the UN, my first couple of weeks on the job. An evil bullying boss who's the communications director of UNDP, horrible human being, just horrible, corrupt agency. And she asks me, so how are things going? Have you met? Because every day she had me meeting people. It was driving me crazy. Just like 5 hours a day of meeting people for 6 weeks. It was horrible. But, we'd met this one woman from the Latin American division. I forget her name. Very lovely woman, great woman, very smart, really interesting with the Latin American division. And I'll tell you in a second more of who she is. But I just met her. I just started working there. There's, thousands of people in the building. I couldn't remember her name. And I said, we had a meeting today with, what is her name? Thank you, Five Alarm. Let me get to that in a second, okay? I said, what's her name? I said, she's a woman in the Latin American division. And I'm thinking, how do you describe her, right? I just met her, right? And I'm like, in Latin America, and my boss is going, oh, you mean so-and-so? I said, no. I said, I'll know the name if I hear it. Well, the only other way to describe her, and my boss went crazy on this, because she couldn't figure out who it was. And I said, well, it's Rodrigo's wife, my colleague. I was like one of the 3 managers of my division. There's me, the press secretary, and the head of like marketing or whatever. It's the head of marketing's wife. She works in Latin American division. We worked in the communications division. I said, it's Rodrigo's wife. And she goes, Caroline, oh, you're not supposed to say that. This was the boss who was just a raving B word. Horrifically bullying human being. You're not supposed to say that. Don't you ever bring that up. And I went, well, how am I supposed to tell you who she is? I don't know this woman other than she works in the Latin American division. There's no other way to describe her so you will know what she is other than she's the spouse of one of the top people in our bureau who and you'll know exactly who she is when I say that. Because also Caroline I think it's Carol. I say Caroline. I shouldn't say that. Carolina, maybe. I think her name was Carolina. I forget. Lovely woman. And I remember at the time, because my boss would always do this. Everything with her was a federal case. Everything was, oh my God, how could you say that? That was wrong. That was bad. That was this. That was that. So can anybody even tell me in any possible universe? Because that's what Axios is doing here. Axios doesn't want to mention that Katie Miller is Stephen Miller's wife, because that would be sexist. And it's like, no, that's literally one of the possible theories as to why they're doing this, right? They could be doing this to buy influence in the White House. It is clearly a possibility that you've got to mention, but especially that. I mean, to say you don't mention that somebody is somebody's spouse, that's sexist. And I'm like, no, Actually, randomly mentioning somebody's a woman for no reason is sexist. Same reason, like, when people in the old days, they would mention someone's black or someone's Jewish or something for no reason, right? Like where do you shop? Oh, I like to buy my fruit at that corner store, and they would, in the old days, they would say like the black guy on the corner or something like that. But in Chicago, you'd also say the Irish guy on the corner. And it was this weird thing we would do with ethnicities, right? That could be sexist, right? But in this case, like there's no other way to, you get it. I'm not going to go on, but there's no other way to describe this woman. She's a woman in the Latin American division. I have no other way of describing her other than, and she's the wife of one of the top people in our bureau who and you know exactly who she is because you've met her multiple times. Oh, don't say that. No, she's a bully. The woman is a bully. Any case, that's why I hired a lawyer. That's why things were settled nicely. But, man. Anyway, thank you again, Dawn. I was going to do that one for free, but all right, let's keep going here. Let's keep going. 5 Alarm bought a question, said, I'm a federal employee and the brain drain this administration has caused with the DRP. I don't know what DRP itself means. The DRP, I'm guessing, is that's got to be the giving you the option to leave and with the 9 months pay or whatever, I'm guessing. And firings are going to take decades for us to recover from. Yes, because we don't have any money. Right? The problem is Democrats come back to power. How do we hire all these employees back? Right? Unless the money's still there, but I don't think it is. How do you hire them back? Right? The budget deficit is still out of control. Right? By the time Trump leaves, it already is getting worse. Let's say Trump, we were already at a $1 trillion deficit, 1 trillion meaning per year. Let's say Trump gets us to actually Trump was already getting closer to 2 trillion a year, right? Let's say he gets us to 2 trillion a year. Are Democrats going to hire people back and get us to 3 trillion a year? I mean, I don't know how you do this. I don't know how, I don't think we have a choice to some degree, but I don't know how we fire people, how we get people back when they have wasted so much money. It's a disaster. I mean, I really don't know, but I would agree that to some degree we've got to get these agencies back. But how do you do it? Taxes? Yeah, but nobody wants to raise taxes. Democrats don't want to raise taxes because it's always used against them by Republicans, right? It's a freaking disaster. Pee-wee German. I always forget about that. Yeah, it's very bad. It's very bad. Anyway, thank you for that, 5 Alarm. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Anyway, what else we got here? All right, that was Paramount and that. Wall Street Journal, over 100 U.S. ambassador posts around the world are sitting empty in the Trump administration, a vacancy rate without modern precedent, and one that some current and former officials warn is hamstringing U.S. diplomatic power abroad. Former UK Defense Secretary Sir Ben Wallace has been placed on Russia's most wanted list. They're pissed about Ukraine and stuff. Big surprise. New York Times, the Defense Department has abruptly canceled the deployment of more than 4,000 troops to Poland, 3 U.S. Army officials said on Thursday, part of a realignment of American forces in Europe announced this month that has caught many military officials off guard. 2 weeks ago, the Pentagon said it was withdrawing 5,000 troops from Germany and would redeploy them to the U.S. and other posts abroad. It also canceled a plan developed under the Biden administration to place a missile-equipped artillery unit in Europe. So Trump got pissed at the Germans and removed our troops from Germany, but the thinking was he was going to add more troops to Poland because he likes the Poles and they've been more sympathetic or whatever. And now we're killing troops going to Poland too. And again, the reason these troops are in Europe to large extent is for us to be able to use them around the world in other crises, to be able to use them in Africa and Middle East and everywhere else. And Trump wants to remove them. Again, the only one who benefits from removing the troops from Europe is Vladimir Putin or any of America's enemies in the Middle East or Africa. Or even Asia to some degree. That's the only people who benefit are our enemies, which again, as always, makes you wonder with Russia especially, why is it that Donald Trump keeps doing things that hurt America and benefit our enemies? Okay. Right? What else we got? This was actually good. This was on C-SPAN. This was actually very good. This was on C-SPAN, a Republican, and I think it sounds real. This was on C-SPAN, a Republican caller, and it's a public television in a way in America, public television, and they have people call in, Republicans or Democrats, and they pick one, and this was the Republican calling in. But what the guy said was I think it's real, was kind of amazing.
Robert, when you said you drank the Kool-Aid, what was it about President Trump that appealed to you initially, and what was it that made you break with him?
I mean, just seeing the lies. He put us in a war. The Strait of all Donald Trump wants right now is for a clean face. He wants the Strait of Hormuz open. Guess what? Before he went there, it was open, and the gas prices were beautiful. I mean, everything this man touches, he's putting up gold statues of himself. I mean, when are people going to wake up? Now, I drank the Kool-Aid. How did I drink the Kool-Aid? I can't even answer that. I don't know if it was those stupid rallies I went to, I got rid of my Make America Great Again hat, okay? I got rid of that. I can't even believe I wore that hat. So that's where I'm at.
Robert,
See,
you said you drank the Kool-Aid.
You never know. It sounds real, right? You never know, but it sounds very real. Good for him. But thank you, Andy. I always love that one. Thank you, Andy. Very cool gift on TikTok. Thank you very much. What else we got? Generic ballot polling. So these are generic polls, which is basically you ask people in the election in Congress, generically, who would you rather see win, a Republican or a Democrat? You don't ask about their particular, election. You just say, generally speaking, who would you rather see win, Democrats or Republicans? October of 2022, Republicans 51%, Democrats 42%. Okay, so in October of 2022, during Biden, the voters want 51% of the public wanted Republicans, 42% of the public wanted Democrats to win. Today, Democrats 48%, Republicans 25%. A net swing of 32 percentage points towards Democrats. Yeah. And now again, they're trying to steal the election. They're doing the gerrymandering. They're doing everything they can to steal the election. But fortunately, Trump has pissed off, I say fortunately he's pissed off voters. Unfortunately, Trump has abandoned the economy. Unfortunately, Trump has abandoned national security. Unfortunately, Trump has decided he wants to invade the world and be the world's policeman, right? Unfortunately, Donald Trump has decided he wants to spike inflation with tariffs. He wants to spike inflation by shutting down the Strait of Hormuz and attacking Iran. That's unfortunate. Fortunately, the public is livid about, and unfortunately, Donald Trump has decided that the presidency is all about enriching his family and building idols to himself, like tall gold statue. That gold statue, by the way, they put at his resort in Florida cost $450,000. I found out today, $450,000. This guy literally thinks he's Jesus. He literally posted a tweet claiming he was Jesus. He's literally posted tweets claiming he's the Pope. Okay? So, big surprise the voters are, and inflation's going through the roof, and this guy's busy claiming he's Jesus. Big surprise that voters aren't happy. AP, emails, this has become kind of a big story today. Email shows, so somebody at the FBI or somewhere leaked emails to the Associated Press. Emails show FBI Director Kash Patel's Hawaii trip included, this is a business trip to Hawaii, included a VIP snorkel session at a Pearl Harbor memorial. This story is interesting. Now, he's in a lot of trouble for this. This story is interesting because typically when you go to Hawaii as a VIP, you do go to the Pearl Harbor Memorial, right? It's where, how many did we lose? We didn't lose thousands. Did we lose thousands of people? I forget. In Pearl Harbor attack, it was pretty horrific. I forget how many. It couldn't have been thousands. Was it thousands? It was bad. 900? Okay, I was going to say, okay, was it 9? It was very bad. Pearl Harbor. Are you sure it was only 900? I feel like it was more. I can ask ChatGPT, but somebody could Google. Deb got it so quickly. Okay, people are giving higher numbers now. Yeah, I was going to say, for some reason, thousands was sticking in my head, I can ask ChatGPT, although we don't always believe ChatGPT, as you know. Let me see here. 2,400. Well, we're getting in the same ballpark. How many Americans were killed in the attack on Pearl Harbor, World War II? And double check your sources on this. Let's see what it says.
In the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, a total of 2,403 Americans were killed. That includes military personnel as well as civilians. This event marked the U.S. entry.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking thousands in my head, and I thought, no, that can't be. Yeah. So 2,400 people, 2,400 people dying in one attack. Woo. I mean, that's bad. So typically when important visitors go to Hawaii, government officials, they do visit the memorials because it was a big deal in American history and a big loss for our military and everything else, right? But he went snorkeling. He went on a VIP snorkeling tour. The problem is, and honestly, to some degree, I don't blame him because Kristi Noem got away with this. Kristi Noem, I don't know whether she, other than killing a few innocent Americans, I don't know that woman did anything. You know what I mean? She spent so much of her time making herself doing, $1 million videos. Like it was like music videos she kept doing her entire time, right? And making herself look pretty in these ads and stuff. Riding horses, cosplaying as secret agents and stuff. If you don't do stuff like that, or Kash Patel drinking everywhere, going to the Olympics and getting drunk on camera and this kind of crap, if you, and reportedly going with his girlfriend on all these vacations and using the FBI jet, if you didn't have all of those stories, it might not be as big a story that he went on a VIP snorkeling tour of, but part of the problem, I guess, is it also sounds a bit potentially creepy. Like I could see, I don't know. It sounds potentially creepy. You've got 2,400 American dead. You've got an underwater graveyard, and you're going on a VIP snorkeling tour. Cool to see the graveyard. There's something, you know what I mean? Like I could see the story being honoring, right? But oh God, here we go. Are you sure? And he says Trump will drop a lawsuit against the IRS in exchange for compensation for allied companies of his that were targeted and audited by the Trump administration. There you go. Yep. They're going to pay him off. Donald Trump is going to pay himself off. What a freaking surprise. But yeah, I think it's undignified. I just think it potentially comes across very undignified. Again, it's possible that it's not undignified, right? Because I could see a respectful snorkeling, a respectful underwater tour, right? Of one of these locations. Maybe. But the fact that you were, drinking in all these other things, let me see here. Well, I want to see if I can find that because, I believe you, Annie, you're a regular, but Twitter is always so far behind when I look for this stuff that it's not easy to yeah, I'm not finding this. Let's just stop. Come on. Cut it out. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not finding that. As long as ABC's reporting it, okay, good. All right, okay. Sasha, please stop. You know what? Let me look IRS or something on and see if it's popping up as a news alert at least. IRS, not irs.gov. Don't do that. This was IRS. This was not irs.gov. This is a Google search. No. Nope. Poised to settle. No. Okay, first of all, the story I'm looking at does not say it was settled. It says poised to settle, but Okay, fair enough. Expected to drop. Okay, that's not what you put, I think, but you wrote will drop. That's not what this says. I'm just saying be careful with, unless the story said that, be careful with language because it doesn't say will. It says expected. That's different. I mean, again, it probably will happen, but it's a different story to say he's expected to drop than they will drop, right? Because will drop means the deal's cut, he's getting the money. Expected means they're on the verge of a deal and this looks like what the deal is, but you don't want to publicly claim it happened if it didn't happen because it may not happen. President Trump is expected to drop his $10 billion lawsuit, oh my God, against the IRS in exchange for the creation of a $1.7 billion fund to compensate allies who claim they were wrongfully targeted by the Biden administration. He's taking nearly $2 billion of our money and giving it to him and his friends, his family and his friends. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This is just incredibly of $2 billion, people, that they're stealing from us. You and I are paying for this. So all of their unfairly targeted by the Biden administration. Nobody was targeted. Literally nobody was targeted by the Biden administration. Nobody. Donald Trump? Well, you did try to finally overthrow the election and you did steal classified information and then you obstructed justice by hiding it from the judge. So I'm sorry. You committed multiple crimes there. What do you want me to do? Right? I mean, what's his face? The National Security Advisor pleaded. They all pled guilty, these guys. Jesus Christ. My God. Oh my God. He's giving the money to the domestic terrorists from January 6th. Oh my God. The money is going to go to pay off. Part of the money is going to go to pay off the domestic terrorists who tried to violently overthrow the government. Oh my God. The corruption of these people. My God. My God. My God. Public apology from the IRS? Well, yeah, it's Trump's own guy apologized. There's no public apology. My God. Jesus Christ. The article says it would face significant legal hurdles. I don't know what legal hurdles it faces. Wow. Under the terms of the potential settlement agreement, Trump would have the authority to remove members of the commission running the fund without cause, and the commission would be under no obligation to disclose its procedures or decision-making processes for awarding more than $1 billion. Hey, stop. Under the deal, the commission can hide everything it's doing, all of its decision-making, because they don't want it to be publicly explained to us what they did with nearly $2 billion of our money to pay off Donald Trump, his family, and his friends, including 1,600 domestic terrorists. My God. My God. Jesus Christ. Wow. I mean, this is sick. Jesus Christ. It's our money, guys. It's our freaking money. Our freaking money. This is just going to be a cash cow. Again, they're all welfare queens. They were the ones that coined the phrase welfare queens. They're the welfare queens. This is all about everything. Hunter Biden times 1,000,000. Every single one of them is Hunter Biden. Every single one of them looking at how they can take money from you and me and get rich illegally, criminally, corruptly, unethically. I just swear to God, these people, it's like they're taking $2 billion of our money and giving it, including the January 6th. So the Proud Boys, they're going to get money. The Proud Boys that were planning, that were convicted of sedition, they're getting money now. The guy's convicted, the white supremacist convicted of sedition. Yeah. Man. Congress could try to stop him. They could try, you know? I mean, man. My God, these people. Absolutely unbelievable. I don't know what we do. I mean, this is the problem is we don't know what to do. You know what I mean? If this were Europe, they'd be in the streets. We sit here and we go, great, another $2 billion going to the Trumpers. And again, giving it to the seditionists, giving it to the people who tried to violently overthrow our government, giving it to the Proud Boys, domestic terrorists. Man. And again, and there's no money for my health care. There's no money for my health care. You know, my healthcare premiums are going to double. I'm going to pay $4,000 more a year because they want to give money to domestic terrorists. God, these people. Unfucking believable. Absolutely unfucking believable. It's just absolutely sick. Oh, God. He does live like a medieval king. Yeah. Yeah. You know, man, just stealing everything. God damn. Oh, I have to do a video when we're done. A TikTok video on this. Really fucking messed up. Yeah. I mean, just unbelievable. Absolutely unfucking believable, this stuff. Corrupt. Oh, we're absolutely in the rank of corrupt nations now. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We are the corruption. We are absolutely a kleptocracy at this point. You know, we're still a democracy in some ways, but we are absolutely a kleptocracy now. We are a corrupt country where Donald Trump basically steals whatever he wants. You know, that's what it is. Man. Absolutely unbelievable. Wow. Yeah. No, I mean, but two fucking $2 billion, guys. Inflation's going through the roof. Farmers can't afford fertilizer because Trump jacked the prices up with the war and with the tariffs, right? People can't afford to pay their bills. I didn't even get to that. I didn't even write that story. There was a story down today about the bankruptcies and the credit card bills. People can't afford anything anymore. And Trump is stealing $2 billion, $1.7 billion of taxpayer money in order to pay off his friends, who include domestic terrorists. Yeah. The suit is about to settle. ABC, they leaked the details of the settlement to ABC. Man. No, it's sick what this country has become. Absolutely sick what this country has become. Corrupt as hell. Absolutely corrupt. No belief in the rule of law by these guys. They don't care. Again, literally just stealing the money. If a Democrat had done this, thank you, 5 Alarm. Oh, 5. Look at you. Thank you. Now, I don't know if it's going to show me who gets them over here. It may. If it doesn't, let me know. Usually it should show like who the 5 people are who get it. Thank you for that. That was very nice of you. Man. And again, it's huge amounts of money, guys. You know, if he took $1 million up, and he's been giving millions here and there as well, but $2 fucking billion, he just stole $2 billion. God. Oh, Tree got one. Oh, excellent. Yay. Oh, good. Ukraine, Putin got one. Oh, nice. Excellent. Yeah. Oh my God. I just can't with this stuff. I really just can't. It's just, it's unbelievable. You know, absolutely unbelievable. Oh God. Yeah. If anybody, I mean, imagine Joe Biden had done this. Imagine Barack Obama had done this. Okay. First tried to violently overthrow the government, right? First tried to violently overthrow the government and then stole nearly $2 billion from the federal budget, from taxpayers, and gave it to the terrorists, and gave it to the criminals, gave it to the people who he hired, who committed actual felonies, and wants to give them money. Thank you, Terry. Right? I mean, it's unbelievable. These are people, I mean, a lot of these people like confess to crime. I mean, the January 6 people, it's on film. We're happy to revisit it if they want us to, right? It's on film. We know what they did. We're going to, in addition to them trying to violently overthrow the government, we have to pay them off billions of dollars to the terrorists. Man, my God. I mean, absolutely, my God. You know? Man. No, it's absolutely sick. Thank you. All right. I appreciate that, 5 Alarm. That's very nice of you. My God. No, this country is fucked. It really is. Very sad. Again, they don't believe in the rule of law anymore, and they don't realize what they're doing. They don't realize what they're doing. They're destroying the country. You know? Man. Oh God. Well, that was a nice downer. I mean, just the amount of money though, the amount of fucking money they're stealing. Just unbelievable. Yeah. I know. Thank God. I'm getting my passport in a few months, you know. I mean, this is the lawsuit. This is the lawsuit against the IRS. This is different from the other lawsuit. The other lawsuit, I forget who the other lawsuit was against. That's a $200 million lawsuit. That's just Donald Trump himself, I think. That's because the other lawsuit is because he tried to steal the election, because he stole all the classified information, and he got investigated for that. He got upset that he got investigated for stealing and then covering up the stolen classified information. You know? Man. Egg prices are actually down. Egg prices are back to relatively normal. That's the one thing that is back to normal. I mean, normal-ish. Like my eggs here are down to $2 a dozen, which is decent, you know. I mean, I think they were down to 150 before, but they're not bad. You know, man. Oh, this is the 10 billion. The 1.7 billion he's going to steal is the $10 billion lawsuit. The report from ABC is Trump is going to settle it by giving himself 1.7 billion that he gets to give to all of his friends who claim they were oppressed by Biden, including the January 6th insurrectionists. I mean, and of course, Trump himself and his family. I mean, it's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. I mean, God. Now, I will say this. You know what? Then same thing has to happen when the Democrats come back. At this point, then they've got to make a pool of money available to Comey. I don't like Comey, but the man is literally, we're entering Soviet territory in terms of what they're doing to Comey. All the people who Trump is going after, first of all, everybody involved needs to be brought up on criminal charges. Everybody, the FBI and DOJ involved, needs to be at the very least fired and dragged their asses before Congress to testify. And if they've got to pay millions in lawyers' fees, oh well. And if they're lawyers, they get disbarred. And we put the money forward to compensate everybody these guys have screwed. Because at this point, you know, we're going to give money to domestic terrorists, but we're not going to indemnify the actual people that Trump is violating the Constitution to go after. I mean, stop. It's unbelievable, these people. Absolutely unbelievable. God damn. You know? Oh, 5 billion Trump and the people surrounding him have grifted. The number could be up to 7 billion now. I don't even know the exact number now, because you've got the multi-billion-dollar crypto deal. The plane is probably 1.4 billion for the plane alone that he's going to take when he leaves via his library. I mean, it's yeah. Stop. Oh my God. I just can't even believe this. Again, he wants to steal everything. Again, we elected a grifter. We elected a crook. We elected a con man. Big fucking surprise. I mean, big surprise, you know? God. No, they wanted somebody who was going to rip them off. Congratulations. How's inflation going? Oh, who knows? Because Donald Trump just took another $1.7 billion. Great. And we're giving it to domestic terrorists instead of spending it on healthcare. That's great. That's great. No, it says it'll face legal hurdles. Let's see if there's any way for it to face legal hurdles. Let's see. Let's see. You know? I mean, the only thing would be if there is any way for this to drag out until the midterms, and if the new Congress can stop it, maybe. You know? No, it's absolutely disgusting. I mean, even Nixon wasn't this corrupt. That's what I mean. I don't know my American history well enough to go back like the 1800s. I don't think we've ever had anybody this corrupt. Certainly in recent memory, Nixon wasn't this corrupt. We've never had anybody as corrupt as Donald Trump. I mean, this is just a level of corruption. And again, like I said, Republicans don't do this. Democrats don't do this. There are no Republican presidents who lie like Donald Trump. There are no Republican presidents who steal like Donald Trump. There are no Democratic presidents who do this. He is uniquely evil in this regard. Man. My God. Yeah, I mean, Andrew Jackson, I don't know enough about. mean, I know people hate him, you know what I mean? And like the Native American stuff and everything else. Thank you, Andy. But I just don't know. I just don't know enough. And I don't know if Andrew Jackson I don't know enough about it, but was it corruption or was it like evil policies? You know what I mean? I don't know enough about it. That's why I'm asking. But I just know when people refer to him, they talk about racism and that kind of stuff. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, what Bree just said, racist. Yeah. But I don't know. Do they talk about him being corrupt though? Because this is a whole other thing in terms of the corruption. You know? Man. Oh, all right, you. Oops. Oh, come on back in, crazy. All right. All right. Oh, Lordy. Oops. Sorry, knocking the camera around. There's Missy hanging out on the bottom of the camera for the, maybe you guys can see. Oops. Oh, thank you for that. Oops, she walked away. Who is that? Oh, Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate that TikTok gift. Thank you very much. Oh my God. I'm telling you. It was a very nice gift. Yes. That's the globe, what is it, like magician's globe or whatever. Thank you, Jackie. Oh my God. So I've decided, yeah, I think, like I said, I'm going to skip, oh my God, the song Eurovision this weekend, because I am worried about losing my voice. My voice has been stressed the last couple of weeks, I can tell. And somehow Eurovision, even though I wasn't talking full time, it screwed my voice up. And as I said, a friend's having a birthday party and wants me to help. And there's no way I can stay through the end of it anyway, because I'm sure I'm going to have to go to his place. He's probably going to have people come over at 7 or something. I don't even know. So I think we may skip Eurovision this year. I have been drinking water. I've got my water here. I drink throughout the show, but I think I've been and honestly, it's the same time of year because it's Eurovision. It could be spring allergies doing this too, very easily. You know, it could also be I'm using the meloxicam again because my back's been hurting me. So it could be the meloxicam and GERD. Who the hell knows, you know? Anyway. So yes, let's skip that on. I mean, back tomorrow night anyway, of course. But, yep. Andrew Jackson defied Supreme Court rulings that expelled Native Americans. Oop. Hello. I know. Hello. Just wait. I know. Another minute or two. All right. The dog wants her treat. She's like, I want a treat. Tea and lemon. I know. Old age. I don't know. Does old age make you lose your voice? Maybe. I love this. Isn't it a great jacket though? I've got actually some fabulous corduroy pants. It was like corduroy. I've got some fabulous corduroy pants I got in Spain 25 years ago, but they're fabulous. Of course, Spain being Spain, they were at the, what is it? It's not Rey Carlos. What's it called? The big department. No, it's not King Carlos. What's the name of the department store? I'm forgetting. It's like called the King something or other department store. What's it called in Spain? Rey Cortés, is it? Or what's the Corte Inglés? Corte. I knew it was going to say. I knew it was like King something. Right. It was the English court, the Corte Inglés. And I go and I'm looking at pants, and they've got some corduroys, and they're dark brown corduroys. They're really cool. And they fit really nice because, of course, like Spanish clothes, like on guys, they're not too tight, but they fit nicely, right? They're not like baggy pants. And I said, you know, they're a little too long. And she goes, oh, we can do that here. And I said, you know, how much is it? And she goes, it's free. It's included with the pants. The pants were only like $25. She goes, it's included with the pants. I'm like, you adjust the pants for me? Is included in the price of $25. And she said, I said, when could you have them done? This may be Wednesday. And she goes, oh, we probably can't have them done till Saturday. And I was like, I'm here till Monday. So I got my pants done. They're beautiful. I still wear them sometimes. They're kind of a little bit flared. I think they're a little bit bell-bottomy. They're a little too flared at the bottom for today, but they're really cool. Like when I lose weight, I put them on because they're really nice, but they're dark brown cords, and it's a fine cord. It's really nice. I think, I mean, it depends, but like this jacket is, I got it at Goodwill for $5, but it's a great jacket. I I do believe that things come and go with fashion, but also like it's just a nice jacket. I don't think a jacket like this comes and goes too much. You know what I mean? Because it's almost a classic. It's actually almost kind of a classic look or classy look. It's not like it's something funky, even though it is brown cords, you know? So, well, I do try to also, Fabiana, I try to be careful what I wear for the show so that it looks good on camera. I do try to do that. I mean, a couple of things. One, I learned early on that if I wear lightly colored clothes on TikTok, they can't see the comments. So I have to wear darker colored clothes for TikTok, which is funny. And the other thing is I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like I should look a little nicer on camera. Even the t-shirts I wear it depends. This is my black t-shirt, but I like my black t-shirt. It's kind of actually my black t-shirt cracks me up because these black t-shirts are black undershirts from Costco, but I wear them as t-shirts because they're wonderful. I mean, look at it. It's a really nice black t-shirt, but it's actually a black undershirt from Costco, but they're such high quality that they're t-shirts. I wore these all the time. I have like 20 or 30 of them. And in the winter, I wear them with sweaters, and even in the summer, I could just wear it as a black t-shirt. Because also it's nice as a black, like even today, if I were just wearing the t-shirt, you know, it's casual, but it's still a black t-shirt. So it's not quite a white undershirt. You know what I mean? Miami Vice. I'm not a big Miami Vice fan, but still, I know my French gas station sweater is the best one ever. But yeah, this one from Goodwill for $5. And I tried it on and went, oh my God, it fits, you know? But I just feel like even though I don't know if it matters, you know what, for me at least, again, TikTok especially is funny. I don't know, even YouTube, like, I don't know if people care if you look good on camera. To me, I want nice lighting. I like the lights in the back of my apartment. I think it looks fun, right? I like even on TikTok, like having my plants there and stuff. I like looking good on camera. I just think, to me at least, if I'm watching someone else's show, I like it more if they look handsome. I like it more if we're wearing interesting clothes. I like it more if the scenery is nice behind them. I like that. But I don't know that nowadays people do. I don't know though, because it's funny. I have the feeling like on TikTok, I don't know. I mean, you know, look at Aaron Parnas. Aaron, God bless him. I don't think Aaron worries about making his background look pretty, right? You know what I mean? And Aaron does so much better than I do, right? I mean, obviously substance matters more, but it makes me wonder sometimes if any of this stuff matters. You know, I think it helps personally because I like it. But again, it's my personal bias, you know. Now it's funny you say Moroccan because I always loved, somebody said my living room looks Moroccan. That's my favorite design style is Moroccan. Fell in love with that when I've been to Morocco a couple times. Lovely country, lovely people. And the designs with it's the rugs and stuff but with the rugs, and I've got a couple pillows that match, and I just love in Morocco too, they'll have like benches against the wall and the pillows, a lineup of pillows on the bench. I mean, they're just stunning designs, absolutely stunning designs. But yeah, that's always been that makes me happy, you know, that kind of warm Moroccan colors and stuff, you know, sunset colors, really, I would say. Anyway, oh my God, I hear you, dog. Okay, well, it's 7:15 anyway, so I'm going to go in a second. So dog is whining. All right, guys. Oh, you know what? And I've got to do a TikTok video anyway because of the Trump corruption stuff. So I'm going to go. I'm going to do a quick video for TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and stuff. I'll be back tomorrow, guys, 6:00 Eastern. So thank you for joining. Thank you for the gifts as always, especially TikTok tonight, but also on YouTube, 5 Alarm, actually 5 Alarm did several gifts. Thank you for your multiple gifts tonight, including the gifts, the gift for everybody else as well. So thank you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay. All right. Oh my God, stop. Oh my God. She's lying in her little bed, but she's still whining because she wants her snack. You will get your snack. Oh my God. All right, guys. Oh yeah, do check out. Yep. TikTok. Yeah. I mean, TikTok, I try to do it. Today I didn't do any updates. I'm going to do this one right now. All right, guys, I'll see you. Let me get Substack first. All right, Substack. See you guys. Bam. YouTube. All right, YouTube and Discord. Oh, actually, that was Substack. That was Discord. This is Substack and YouTube. See you guys.